some of the things I've learned over 12 years, one, it's taken far too long to deliver a project, and part of that is bureaucratic and legislative. Really, to get things done, there are enormous obstacles to overcome. But I'm something I think of an accidental entrepreneur. I would love to stand this morning and say, 12 years ago, on a rainy day, on the Newton Ards Road, in a building that was falling down around us, I had a dream and imagined this great big £21 million edifice, and I rallied everybody around and I persuaded people to give me money, and I designed it, and short of actually getting out and putting brick upon brick, everything here is my vision. That just couldn't be further from the truth. And so I was particularly struck by Ricky's comment about practicing leadership. Here's the truth of the Skainos project, and what I say when that I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I started out wanting to put a new roof on the church. And we couldn't get the money for that. And so the next step to that was, well, we could probably actually get more money. It was easier to get more money than enough money to put a roof on the church. So it was an extra hall on our buildings because our staff were growing. But as we took each incremental step along the journey, we woke up one day and this is what we had. If I knew back then what I know now, and as I said, we're right in the throes of debating completion dates with our contractors, I would not have jumped into a project of this scale. I wouldn't, and I'll never do it again. But I believe it was like exercising a muscle, and the need to increase the weight as we go through each decision, so the muscle grows. Likewise with this project, it was small incremental steps, and I guess maybe the foolishness or the boldness or the courage, whatever it was, to take that step, that resulted in something that we believe is transformational for our area. And so I have a natural tendency to be a little bit suspicious of profiles of leaders that are these thrusting, energetic, charismatic characters who constantly calling their people behind them. That image we have of the cowboy or the lone visionary striding off into the wilderness. And I think a lot of where we find ourselves not by design, but by accident or by fortune, or by, Ricky said it right at the beginning, sometimes just by luck. Skainos, as I said, never set out to be what it is, but what was required at each stage was intelligent risk-taking, I think, and a little boldness and a little courage. What I have learned too is the importance of the leader being a little bit ahead of the curve all the time. We took the decisions about Skainos in 2000, 2001, 2002. Those of you with long memories and are familiar with East Belfast will know that that was the clue in place, Clandyboy conflict over 2 years, 2001 and 2002. And our community was in steep decline. One of the key steps forward in Skainos actually happened when the local business, cash and carry business that was located right beside us, decided, we're getting out of this place. We're selling up. And we managed to persuade somebody to put up some money and managed to buy that. And suddenly we had 2 acres and we began to think, well, what are we going to do with this now? But it was because the community was like that. We, I think, were a little bit above the curve, calling the community on to what will happen when we bottom out. And I think that's what's happened, to be a little bit ahead of the curve. When the voices, the siren voices, are all about decline and doom, the leader is the one who is actually lifting people's eyes and lifting people's vision. Now, I think the same thing happens on the other side. In the course of just a matter of weeks, Skainos created 40 jobs about a month ago. 40 jobs in this environment. And it currently feels, in the partnership between EBM and Skainos, which as an organisation as two organizations were heading that direction, it feels like in the middle of this, the euphoria of that, it'll always be this way. The leaders got to be aware of what is happening when that curve begins to flatten out. I can't be a cheerleader for my organization, nor can I be the prophet of doom when all those other voices around me are similar. We've got to be somehow a little bit ahead of the curve, preparing for that next change.